Greetings, everyone. I am Wipeout. I'm proud to release this amazing audiobook that I'm putting together with a group of friends. To those of you who are new, and those of you who are old-time subscribers, you'll know that this channel has been primarily about art and animations. Today, that's gonna change, because I'm going to be doing tons of voiceovers, and I'm going to be doing a lot of gameplays with the Wings of Fire Roblox. Video games as primarily gags and all that, as you saw in my previous video. We're not going to talk about that. Anyways, without further ado, may I proudly present this fan-made audiobook based on a fan tribe of mine of Wings of Fire, originally written by Tweety Sutherland. Wings of Fire, The Siege of Tyranny. Written by Wipeout, illustrated by Avian Wyvern and Cloudless, and officially audio recorded by Skyfire Bird.
The Crystal Caverns prophecy. Far, far away, drifted from the ocean, an island stands, death in commotion. Something dark is dwelling above. Beware the dragons without wings or fire, hidden and lost, fear in desire. Search for the one that has been lost under pressure. Search for the ones who fought and fell. Find the dragons, find the island, find the secret. Face the truth, or possession shall collide. Face the talons of faith and fear. Face manifestation and grave possession, or each tribe will divide. A Blacktails Guide to the Dragons of Volmeta. Warrior Wings. Description: huge with massive, thick, and curved hook claws. Large, diamond-shaped scales have spiraled down their necks to their tails. Huge, thick tails so powerful that a single swing can shatter rocks and debris. Clips in their palms like an octopus beak. In physical use, can crystallize any biological and organic matter it touches into gems and crystals. No dragon knows how, but most think it's because of ex-queen Tapomara. Abilities: can withstand the worst weather conditions and have clip-like beaks in their massive claws that can crystallize or freeze when in use. Legends suggest that in times of great peril, these powerful dragons could speak fluently with the ocean's waters. No dragons know the truth behind this myth. It's highly unlikely anyone will ever will. Blacktails. Description: these dragons have long, deep blue and black twisted horns, long spines that pillow down their backs, round, popping, gem-like scales along their entire bodies from their necks to the tip of their claws. Strong, agile legs, and massive, thick tails somewhat like a newt's, with diamond-shaped scales along their eyes and glamorous jewels dripping from their scales. They are often light blues, oranges, and bright yellows, but each of them have blackened, dark-colored purple talons. Abilities: they have massive, powerful black or dark-colored tails that can shatter boulders and debris with enough derived force. Yet, strong tails can only be developed through rigorous training. These dragons can remove their tails from their posteriors in the event of danger, and they usually heal quickly or completely regenerate within a week. They cannot regrow their tails if primary veins are removed. Prologue. A massive blue sea wing strode boldly down dimly lit corridors, her voice booming as if war itself had been waged on Sunny's eardrums. Sunny looked up from the scrolls she was writing for the Mind Readers and Prophets proclamation on magic use. Sunny still couldn't believe they gave Starflight's father a job after all he did to the Rainwings. I suppose the official pardoning of the Nightwings definitely helped. Ever since word got out about the Nightwings regarding their magical moon powers, most tribes have become content on sending their students to Jade Mountain Academy. Or at all. Sunny! Tsunami boomed. Let me guess, Sunny sighed, turning around to meet Tsunami's triumphant blue eyes. Cursebringer, again? Tsunami snorted. No, it's an Icewing, Snowfall's grandson, remember? Sunny narrowed her eyes, recollecting the visit she had only weeks ago in the mighty Kingdom of Ice. Sunny had run into the Dragonette here or there, but it wasn't often. He usually kept to himself whenever he wasn't yelling at someone or bossing other dragons around. I remember that visit now. As I recall, Sunny realized. It was the Dragonets of Destiny's 19th year of peace. It was the one where with all Pyria and Pantala. Sunny, on the other claw, didn't like to recall what happened to the Pantalans, but at least they were safer now. Long story short, it did not go well. Sunny huffed. Yes, I do. I remember him. Tsunami's massive wingtips sank to the floor. Reminds me of a certain Icewing resident of possibility that nearly got me killed. Sunny blinked. That's something I'd rather like to forget. There was a long moment of silence, and all that could be heard was the tip-tapping of dinner as he scampered across the floor, probably looking for stone movers' next meal. Sunny shook her head, and Tsunami barked a laugh. That Icewing's getting detained. That's pretty much all I needed to say. Tsunami embellished no sooner than that. The two hugged and departed. Sunny recoiled in her seat, smiling like a sunray on the desert sands, shining brightly like a newly polished treasure. Not long after that, into the afternoon, claws as black as obsidian stepped hard on Sunny's talons. "Ouch! Be careful," she pleaded. Jumping away from Moonwatcher, she flinched abruptly, now filling with her ebony black talons as if they wanted to speak for her. "I'm sorry." Sunny stood face to face with the ex-Nightwing student. Sunny grinned, but behind those happy thoughts lingered a queasy lurching from horde to claw. Sunny addressed the former Nightwing student and smiled, but behind her cheerful thoughts lurked a subtle, shambling feeling that crept along her back and sail. Moon winced and swept Sunny to the new and improved library. "Sunny," Moon said softly, "it's a prophecy." "A prophecy?" Sunny squeaked as a wall of worry began stacking in her mind. "There's more of those dragons out there, again, and they need our help." Sunny whipped her tail back and faced Moon with a triumphant expression, as if nothing could slip away from the feelings. Yes, and oh, yeah, yes," roared her thoughts. Moon giggled and Sunny grinned. Sunny, do you have a cold? Your voice sounds oddly intimidating." Oh, she hadn't thought that she'd actually said that. Sunny twisted around and hugged Clay. "Warriors, Inferno, and Andromeda." Moonwatcher sighed and Clay patted Sunny's head. "Out playing with Starspeak, Firefly, and Hurricane." Sunny rolled her eyes. Sunny completely hated everything about that name. It was just absolutely ridiculous. Although it's a Nightwing's tradition that the mother names her kin, those two are just getting too cheesy for each other. Way too cheesy for Sunny's taste. Actually, after that she'd rather not eat anything at all. Moon giggled and Tsunami snuck into the room, and Sunny didn't notice. "What is it, Moon? A prophecy? Can you tell it to us?" I assume that's why you're here?" Clay said, looking genuinely concerned. "It's just..." Moon wavered. "Their king of those prophecy dragons, he's powerful. From what I've seen, and even Darkstalker agrees, he sees nothing but bad futures. And Starflight, he's been having these strange nightmares a lot, even those Nightwings in the Rainwing Village too. And Glory said something about this Nightwing who... We don't have time for what Glory said," Tsunami barred, making everyone jump. "Whoever these dragons are, they need our help," the sapphire blue dragon said, looking triumphantly down her nose at the court of dragons. "And when we find them, we will save them."
Hello guys, I am back for a brief intermission. Yes, the original plotline does in fact suggest that Darkstalker's alive. Yes, he is, and there is a lot of lore behind that. I just wanted to stop and let everybody know that this will be explained further along as we go. Anyways, I'll clear the way now so you can enjoy the next chapter. Chapter 1, Cursebringer's Prophecy.
Cursebringer wasn't your normal Nightwing. It was several years ago on the day of her 6th hatching day when her tribe mourned for her help, and she couldn't help them in any way. It was many years ago to this very day. She was born under a strange, cobalt full blue moon. It was that fateful day that Cursebringer drew her powers from the glowing embrace of the moon's gleaming magic. Being a real Nightwing hatched within the magic's embrace meant she dealt with magic herself. One small problem. She could only hear words revolving around herself very specifically. It was weird, like a kind of selective hearing, which to her tribe, that meant she was useless. Hypothetically, that is for her tribe. Curse was in tune with the future and how it unfolded in a very fitted way. She could examine her futures with extreme precision, much like an ancient dragon goddess, Clearsight, a Nightwing dragon, like Curse herself, who apparently was worshipped by all of Pantala. Now, Cursebringer, she could indeed stream through the futures that arrayed her mind, like an advanced prophet could. And even so, what if she didn't tell any dragon about her powers? Even if her magic wasn't the best it could be, she still felt strung with guilt, despite her very correct reasoning. It's not my fault I don't want to tell any other dragons. Any kind of power would mean I have to go through tarnation and back trying to get through it all. With all the power-hungry dragons who were and are literally everywhere. With dragons always at your talons, pleading to know their most probable future. Her life would be terrible and absolutely dreadful. Besides, it's not like she could even help if she did. The ebony black dragon released a sigh and folded her black star-spangled wings. She grimaced at the piling of thoughts that debated her mindscape. Black claws stalked down the dusty old Nightwing village. She proceeded to drag her black tail through the dirt. She had a gritty feeling pillowing up in her stomach, dim heat radiating from the long, wiry, fiery flame silk lamps, one of many which emitted eerie lights that seemed to reflect on her scales, giving her usually black, chipper scales a glossy kind of glow. She sighed again more dramatically than it needed to be, as she felt the way the wet dirt squished under her claws. Wet and loose, step by step, the black dragon dwelled deep into her thoughts. Throughout the day hours, it was near dawn, and the sun was dawning upon the Forest Queen Glory's beautiful rainforest, and Kurspringer's valiant home. The 3 midnight moons hung high in the sky like blobs of silk lights, dancing low like ultra-sized stars, yet it had no immediate movement. She paused. She'd been staring at the moon for a very long time. It felt like it was calling her. Kurspringer had always felt calm and fixed in on the strangeness of the moons, as if they talked to her, and sometimes they did. Out of nowhere, ebony black pupils slid into soul-piercing slits. Her eyes glazed over like silver clouds streaming through black, endless voids, and without warning, words poured from her jaw. But words that were not her own. Words of which, like the moon, spoke right through her. Like a shallow lake blooming ripples into the inferior lake. Far, far away, she paused, folding her ears and stamping her fists into the ground. She spread her dark, purply-black wings wide open and wide as they could go, without a doubt stabilizing her balance. Drifted from the ocean, she roared and stood as still as a statue. She soon stopped fighting the moon's warning and let the words pour out softly like rainfall. Many minutes later, her eyes returned to their natural diamond blue color when it suddenly hit her over the back of her long, twisted horns. She needed to get home as soon as she could. I need to rewrite my Kurspringer's very own prophecy. She spread her starlight wings and lifted into the air. Exactly 1 hour later, Kurspringer returned to her and her mother's home. She pushed past the wooden door of her peaceful rainforest abode. She opened the old wooden door to her home, and with her silver-curved crescent moon claws, she ran past the dining room right by her mother, who gave her a rather, "Oh, I've got my eye on you, you suspicious dragonette of mine," kind of glance before returning to cook her absolutely amazing-smelling papaya soup. Soon she reached her room and slammed the door quickly and quietly. She fumbled over little wooden claw-carved toys and charcoal stalks to the bag she'd made previously for the stories she had rather enjoyed writing. Well, and drawing. She of course never finished them, but this was... no, time to get off track. She remained rummaging through the bag and... aha! She reached deeper down for her crow-feather pen, and with a lean to her wooden claw-carved table and stool, she wrote in big, glossy letters the very prophecy she'd spoken earlier, and to the best of her ability, well, as best as she could, from memory. "Alright, now I'm happy with that," she said whilst gripping the paper in her talons, the ink set before rereading her foretelling. Who are these dragons? Surely not the dragons of Pantala. They'd have already been saved from the other mine's threshold. One question had stuck in her head for the days to come, unaware of the rising danger that was infinitely coming her way. Who were they? One thing she did know was that she would soon embark on a journey of a lifetime.